This is Women Radio, WFM 91.7. My name is TOUN OKEWALE SONAIYA. And today on Political Arena, we want to look at APC. Is APC a party against its women? I have with me live in the studio, Dimeji Awoyemi, a media practitioner, and public analyst, former chairman of Ogun NUJ. I also have with me Dr. Aisosa Amadason. Dr. Aisosa Amadason has been trending in the last few days. She's the APC State Organizing Secretary of Edo State. Hi, Doctor.
Thank you for having me on your program.
Thank you for joining us today, November 9, 2018. Is APC a party against its women? Now, we invited APC officials and members who confirmed to us that they will be coming, but sadly this morning they cancelled. Now, what has played out in various political parties has been very, very discouraging, especially within the All Progressive Congress, where the women have been marginalized. There's been disturbing press statements, letters to the APC National Appeals Committee, which we believe they're looking at the cases of irregularities that occurred at the party's primaries. All this clearly points at the decreasing rate of women who would be contesting under the platform of APC in 2019. And this is what we will be looking at. We went out on the street to speak to Nigerians to get their opinion on what we are discussing, and this is what Nigerians said.
As much as we want women to participate actively in politics, it is imperative for all political parties to give women a level playing ground between their male counterparts. The male are not superior to the female in any manner. So telling women to step down for their male counterparts, I don't believe is a good idea, because the gender equality we're craving for will not be fulfilled with this. Look at the National Assembly. We have about 108 senators, out of which less than 10%, exactly 9 female are within the National Assembly. So what is that portraying for us? And we want more women to participate. It is high time they allow women, because even if you look at it, women are nation builders. They're the ones that build a family. They're supposed to be allowed to participate actively and with equal benefits with their male counterparts. So we should allow more women to participate, even if we're campaigning for more women participation. The inner crisis of the political parties will not allow this to come to bear, because most of the women were not allowed to exercise their franchise. They were disenfranchised from the political primary that just took place. So for us to allow women to participate more in Nigerian politics, the political parties should give women a level playing ground with their male counterparts, so that at the end of the day, women will have the gender equality we are all craving for will be achieved at all levels of governance in Nigeria.
What I feel about APC being against its women is they feel women are not capable, and also they are not hot to the task. Therefore, can't take up a leadership post in politics. They believe they don't have what it takes to take up the political affair in the nation. They believe they are not wise enough, and they believe they are not strong enough to do it. They believe men are capable, men can do everything. Men are strong enough to take whatever comes in out of politics.
Over the past 3 years, we've seen a dwindling in women participation in Nigeria politics. We expected that with APC coming in with the old slogan of change, we would find the women marginalization reduced, but we can see there's just 4 female ministers at the cabinet up there. And during Jonathan's time, he was able to deliver over 31% of the 42-member cabinet. I mean, we had Ngozi Oweala, we had Alison Madueke, we had Aruma Ote, we had Olubushola as well. We also had Zainab Maina, and we had over 10 female ministers at the time, cut across board in Nigeria. But we can see today things are changing. The aspirants, as we can see, is a male and male duo. It's not a male and female. And a female who comes out, or the females who came out for the primaries were actually, they didn't get anywhere. They were just ridiculed in a sense. So think about it. The APC itself is not willing to be gender sensitive enough. I mean, if the president could come out and say a woman belongs in the other room, well, what else can we say for the sub-heads and following the leader himself? So it's really disappointing.
APC so far has not been doing things to encourage women
They have it in their manifesto or their party constitution. Yes, we have this for women, this is what we are doing for women. But in the real sense of it, that is not the issue. We can see that so far, so many women, those the women will complain, the women will complain. Even that Zamfara, where there were issues, women were complaining about so many things. Women should not be marginalized. This is the 21st century, for God's sake. Women are even coming out very well, gradually, to be involved in politics. Yes, they are doing everything just to ridicule women, if I may say. But it should not be like that. Women should be allowed to participate in politics. They should even be encouraging women.
WFM 91.7. Okay, so that is, you heard Nigerians talking, is APC against its women. This is Political Arena on WFM 91.7. My name is TOUN, OKEWALE. I also have Dr. Aissosa Ama-Johnson. Dr. Aissosa, is this a deliberate attempt by the party to leave the women behind?
Well, let me first of all say that I wouldn't say that APC is a party that does not like women. It's just that, the way they conducted the primaries was so unacceptable. You know, in Edo State, we have 24 seats for the House of Assembly and then 9 seats for the National Assembly and 3 seats for the Senate. 10 women from the 3 senatorial districts actually bought form. And, you know, for the first time, we were asked to pay for forms.
Absolutely.
And the forms were not cheap. The nomination form and the expression of interest form, it wasn't cheap. And these women, because they felt they were capable of contesting, they went ahead, spent all that money to buy the forms, and also actually campaigned rigorously, you know, in their various constituencies, you know, and they were actually liked by their own people. But unfortunately, because of what I'll call godfatherism and the issue of lack of internal party democracy, you know, and also the issue of the fact that people believe, or the leaders believe, that women cannot win elections. And I don't know why they have that belief, you know. The other day I was talking with someone, he said, oh, women cannot win election. I said, why?
Absolutely.
Because we don't have we don't participate in violence or in a lot of, malpractices during the election. Maybe that's the reason they are saying we cannot win elections.
Dr. Ama-Johnson, one of the ladies, one of the people we spoke to said that, is it that APC, actually she said APC believes the women are not capable, are not strong enough. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Yes, that is the point. That is the point. When they say that APC women cannot win election or that women cannot win election, what they are trying to say is that we are not strong enough. I don't know if election is supposed to be a war front. It's not a war front. You know, you are supposed to go to the people, campaign to them, convince them of what you can deliver to the people. It's not supposed to be a war zone. You know, I don't know if that's the reason they are saying women cannot win elections. But I want to agree with that speaker who said that they say women are weak and things like that. But that is not true. And the reason women are not able to actually come out is because of lack of internal party democracy. I want to stress on that. Because if you are conducting a primary in 2018, and the last registration, you want to conduct direct primary, and the last registration exercise that was done was in 2014, 2015. You know, within that period, 2015 and 2018, some people may have left the party, and a lot of people have also moved into the party. So how do you get the exact number of your party members that you can use for these primaries? That is a different thing, you know. So when they said they wanted to use direct primaries, we said, okay, very fine, but do you have proper register that you can use to accredit your party members, those that are accredited to vote? They didn't have that.
Okay. So Dr. Ama-Johnson, I'm still going to come to you. This is political. Just hold on there for me because, you know, you're very important to the discussions we're having today because of some of the actions and some of the plans that the women of Edo State intend to do. Now, this is a Political Arena on WFM 91.7, 18 minutes after 11. I have with me Mufuliat Fijabi. Mufuliat Fijabi is the CEO of Nigerian Women Trust Fund. What's your expectation from APC and other political parties as regards women being in positions even before 2019?
My expectation is that women should be given their rightful places in the governance process. Governance is not just about elections alone. It's also about utilizing the resources and skills that women possess. So I would like to see a situation whereby women are playing a role that is not just lip service in any governance process in Nigeria. For example, if women have a low percentage already stemming from the 2015 election in the elected position, what about appointed position? Women should be given the space that knowledge should be recognized, as people who have valuable input into the process. And let me also let our listeners know that if we do not involve women as they should be involved in any governance process, what we're saying is that we don't want the development of Nigeria to be fast enough.
Absolutely.
The sustainable development goals that Nigeria is signed on to cannot be realized with women not having their rightful place, with just 5.8% of women in the national parliament, for example.
Mufuliat, thank you very much. We're going to take your words away. You said if we do not involve women, Nigeria is not going to develop. Governance is not about elections alone. Women must play a very pivotal role in the governance. Thank you very much, Mufuliat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is Political Arena on WFM 91.7. We are looking at the involvement and participation of Nigerian women in politics. Now, I just quickly need to mention that we have with us Dimeji Awoyemi. I'm going to come to you now, Dimeji. So we've been talking about the involvement of women in Nigerian politics. We are going to give statistics later on for you to see that this administration has really disenfranchised women from taking part in the governance of Nigeria. What have you got to say, sir?
Well, when the promo came out, I ventured that coming here would be that I will be in the women terrain, as it were, which is good for me because I agree with the last speaker. The percentage favors women. The capacity also favors, considering Nigerians. I'll give you an example. Since we started the program, I remember 1993, late M.K. Abela was asked that, well, with the myriad of women around you, don't you think that's a problem to you? And he told the reporter, I was there, he said, first of all, you pray that women should be out of your makeup. Just pray for that. And the guy said, no, I won't do that. I said, because beyond dancing, beyond using them for campaigns, beyond just mobilizing them with peanuts, we have come to a season and a time that women have the real role. Not only the role to be there in governance, but the role to support even men who are in governance.
Yes.
And I must also add that this November 6th, if you look at the U.S. midterm election, it gave us the real reason why women must come into governance. And because they will make the difference, they could be more firmer, and they know that I want to walk on the street without anybody pointing finger at me. A man and I'm a male man. We could brush it aside and could be a bully, quote and unquote. But in terms of inclusion and integration, I would think and expect all the political parties in Nigeria to look into this issue, especially the incumbent administration.
Thank you very much. This is Political Arena on WFM 91.7, 22 minutes after 11. We're looking at APC. Is the APC a party against its own women? I'll just quickly give you statistics. In 2015, after emerging office, Buhari's ministerial list of 36 nominees, they only had 6 women. And this figure made up 16% of the appointees, women. Today in Nigeria, we have 13% of women. That's a drop of 3% in the current administration. as you know, we lost out with Kemi Adeosun and Al Hassan, and we now have one woman. You know, we have a woman substituting Kemi Adeosun, but the position of the Minister for Women Affairs has not been filled. We have Hajia Aisha Abubakar, who doubles up as both the Minister for Women Affairs and Trade and Investment. Now, while campaigning, President Buhari promised to implement the National Gender Policy, which commits to affirmative action and requires that women fill 35% of appointed positions. This has not been the case. So this is Political Arena, WFM 91.7. We continue to push for the woman agenda across all board. And we have Professor Remi Sonaiya. Professor Remi Sonaiya was the presidential candidate who was the only woman who actually contested against President Buhari in 2015. My question to you this morning on Political Arena, would you like to just let us know how political parties should take a deliberate action to appoint and select more women for positions?
Thank you very much for having me. I think this is such an important issue for us to discuss. And this matter must be taken to the highest levels of national discourse. Because I think it's even a shame for Nigeria what is happening in our country. It is really shameful that Nigeria, which is supposed to be, really, we are supposed to be pace setters. We are supposed to indicate the proper direction for us to follow. And we see us doing well in so many other areas. So it's not that the Nigerian women are incapable, because we see them excelling in so many other areas of endeavor. So what is it that is keeping Nigerian women out of political leadership? It is a matter that must be addressed very, very seriously. Because it is affecting us as a nation. I am convinced now. You know, I used to say that I did not go into politics waving a gender flag.
Absolutely.
I went in as a citizen. You know, not necessarily to say, oh, we women too should be given a chance. But having gone in now, I am really seeing that there is a serious barrier against the participation of women in politics, and that we must address this matter. You asked about what should be done by political parties. I think that we need to have legal backing, that legislation that would compel political parties, you know, to ensure that a certain percentage of their candidates must be women.
Okay.
I am of that opinion now. It seems as if people are just talking. We've been talking about this inclusiveness for a long time. We have since 2006. We've been talking about the national gender policy, 35% affirmative action, and so on and so forth. Where are we?
It's lip service. It's all lip service.
It's just lip service. It's just lip service. So I think we need to demand legislation now. By the way, I was reading Jide Ojo's article in the Punch of Wednesday, November 7th, and he made reference to your the speech you presented on the, I believe it was the 18th of October.
Yes,
and he was referring to the case of Uganda, where they have made reserved seats available in their parliament for certain groups. You know, so he was given like a quota system. Some seats have been reserved in the Uganda parliament for certain groups of people. So they have some for the Uganda People's Defense Forces, that they are military. They have said 10 seats must be reserved for the military in their parliament, and 2 of those seats must be occupied by women. They have also, you know, seats reserved for women deliberately, for youth
so forth. So I think that we might have to come to that.
Thank you.
Imagine that kind of
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Remi SONAIYA. We really appreciate all your comments and your thoughts all the time on Women Radio, and we wish you all the very best. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you. This is Political Arena on WFM 91.7, 29 minutes after 11. Doctor, thank you very much, Dr. Amadoson. Thank you very much for being there. Now, let me also quickly ask you, Edo women, it's been said that Edo women will not vote in 2019. Is that correct?
Well, we are still looking at the option, because this is unacceptable at all. 24 seats, not even a single woman. 9 seats in the House of, in the National Assembly, not a single woman. 3 seats in Senate, not even a single woman. What are they trying to tell us? That, we are to be used as campaign tools, to run after the men, and that we cannot be voted for. So, but we are still considering the option seriously.
So doctor, I mean, what I'm saying is, Edo women, it was in the news. They said they will vote in 2019 because some have stepped down. Some have appealed for justice to be served, and appropriate winner should be declared instead of sidelining women. In a situation like this, what's the best approach to address marginalization of women within the party? That's my question. Or do you think this would also affect APC, affect its chances in 2019?
Well, I think it will affect the chances of APC in Edo State because we don't have, women representing us. Before 2018, before now, we had just one woman in the State House of Assembly. We had one in National Assembly, which was the person was from PDP, and then we had none in Senate. But as of today, we cannot even boast of one in APC. To me, this is unacceptable. We have to just figure out a way of actually galvanizing all the women, because sometimes the problems we have is also the women actually standing up and saying, okay, this is wrong. We cannot accept this. Because shortly after we did the press conference, a group of women were also organized by some leaders in the party, by some men, to say that, that they were not marginalized, that women were not marginalized. So we need to look into the issue of women actually coming together to speak in one voice.
Yes,
to
ma'am.
say, no, we cannot accept this anymore. So we are still looking at that, that's it. We are still looking into many options at the moment.
Thank you very much. Please still hang on there. I don't want you to go. This is Political Arena on WFM 91.7. The lines are now opened. Is APC a party against its women? That is what we are discussing on Political Arena. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is that Princess?
Yes, that's Princess on the line.
Hi, Princess. Princess Anne. Princess, quickly, you were an aspirant for Ebonyi South Senatorial Zone.
Yes.
Please just quickly share with us within a minute, your experiences, please.
Well, as an aspirant of the South Senatorial Zone of Ebonyi State, the major issues the women are having, has to do first and foremost with the culture of the place. And, the men not supporting the women at the home front, And we also had these situations of monetization during the primary. And then these are issues that the women can't comfortably, compete with. And so the issue of delegate issue didn't really help women at all.
Okay.
So these were some of the, yes.
We're listening to you.
Okay, so some of the other issues that affected women has to do with the violence against women. This violence comes in different forms. You have the physical violence.
Did you personally, Princess, experience violence?
Yeah, violence in the sense that, like I said, there are various ways, When we come for an election, the men are not allowing you to go in. The men are not supporting you because they believe you are not able to give as much money as the other, contestant, your male contestant. They are saying things, you wouldn't want to, people will not want to hear about you. So some of these were the issues,
one experience.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Princess. Thank you. So, Princess, what are the next steps for you now? What's the way forward for you now?
Well, the way forward for me, I believe as women, we need to, every party in power should try to achieve women increased representation both in elective and appointed positions.
Thank you.
Women form a coalition, which is a non-party basis, to put our issues on table. Nigeria should take a cue from other countries that have recognized the numerical strength of the women, like Rwanda, Liberia, South Africa, Ethiopia, Senegal, etc. Let me mention that even when, the PDP was in power, they didn't do as much for the women. And I believe if we can take care of the security issues which is affecting the women, I also believe if we can, the domestication of the TOUN, the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women.
So what we're saying now is that the 31% of the former administration is not enough, huh?
No, it's not enough.
But this administration only had 13%.
Well, yes, they have 13% because of some of these issues that were mentioned. But let us also remember that APC as a party started very well. The party constitution allowed the women to participate in politics. And that is the legal basis on which the women, came on board. Thank
you very much. So what is the situation if APC started very well? Because that is what we're talking about today, is APC a party against its women. It started very well. The president assured us that he's going to implement the national gender policy, which commits to affirmative action, which requires that women fill 35% of appointed positions. So yes, they started well, but we have about 4 months into 2019. Where did they go wrong? Where did they go wrong, and what can be done? That's what we're looking at. What can be done?
Well, first and foremost, the primaries are just concluding it based on what is on board. I believe the women aspirants will need to seek audience with the president, the national caucus of the party, the party's NWC, and the party next, in order to look at the imbalances for the greater good and victory of our party, so that we know where we are coming from, what has really gone wrong, because they need to explain to us. Like I said earlier on, they started very well. They assured us of our 35% affirmative action, and I also remember, and you do remember, when we were all called together in Abuja, policy seminar or whatever, and then the issue of this, our representation was mentioned. The president was there. The party chairman, the national party chairman was present. The wife of the president was also there, and then all these assurances were there. So, as it is now,
Princess Anne, as you know, Women Radio keeps championing the causes of women. We were at the same conference you're talking about, and we need to. What we're saying now is that there's still steps to be taken. You were the aspirant for Ebonyi South Senatorial Zone. You wrote a letter to the APC National Appeals Committee. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
that
correct.
6 women who were aspirants were screened and qualified for the positions they were vying for. You said they found out that none of them won at the primaries. No thanks to one of the irregularities that played out. That's what you said, which is fair enough. And you said this is trying to point at the fact that women across the country, that's the way we're seeing it, under APC have been marginalized. How can this be corrected?
Well, what I also think at this point, it can be corrected by substitution, on some of these women or whatever list they have. It cannot be ruled out. There's still chance for this to be done. Because when we go back to talk about consensus, this would have been another opportunity for women to strive. And then when we look at the quota basis, it now takes us back to, there has to be a bill that will enshrine this in our constitution, and that will make it easier for us. But for me, for APC at this point in time, what I think they need to do is to still do substitution of the women in areas where they vie for. Like, it's not most of the places women didn't even show up. Like, for instance, when we talk about Ebonyi State, when you take this thing from Imo State, Abia State, and Ebonyi State, I was the only one The only woman...
Princess Anne, I really need to thank you very much because we have a few other people that we need to bring on board. You made a very valid point. Substitution is something that could be looked into right now. Yes. Thank you very much, Princess, for sharing your thoughts with us. Ambrose, hi. Good to have you back.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
If you ask me my candid opinion, I'm disappointed with the response of this last person that you spoke with, telling us that APC has started very well. Since when has words become action, especially in a country where people make a lot of promises? I think talk is cheap. If you promise that you are going to give women 35%, and at the end of the day you are not doing it, how do you know that they even had the intention to do that? Why didn't they implement it? And she did mention something also which is very fundamental, which I was trying to say initially, the issue of monetization. The women don't have the kind of money that these men play around with. And so they use money to suppress the women, and they look at them and say, after all, how much do you have? Meanwhile, this same money is not their personal money. It's still money from government. So if you ask me, the power lies with the Nigerian voters, not with the parties. So the Nigerian voters should make a choice. I've been saying it and I'm saying it again. We've tried men, they have failed. Let us try women. So Nigerian voters, the ball is in our court. If we want Nigeria to be good, fine. If we want to continue to monetize our political system, we will remain where we are. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Ambrose. Ambrose, thank you very much for joining us on Political Arena on WFM 91.7. It's 17 minutes to 12. My name is TOUN, OKEWALE, and we are looking at APC as a party. Is APC a party against its women? Basharu Dele Momodu, good morning.
Good morning, my dear sister. How are you today?
We are very grateful and we're very honored to have your voice on Women Radio again. Thank you. We've been looking at the plight of Nigerian women as it's playing out, especially in the primaries. We've had people make comments. Professor SONAIYA actually spoke earlier before you. She said there's a serious barrier against participation of women. She feels there should be a legislation to compel women participation. We've had another lady, Mufuliyat Fujabi, telling us that governance isn't about elections alone and women must play a role. If we don't involve women, Nigeria cannot develop. Now, Basharu Dele Momodu, you've been very vocal on the pages of newspapers, on social media, about good governance, about accountability, and about the fact that everybody is a stakeholder in Nigeria. The question I want to ask you now, how can political parties, what should they do to take a deliberate action to appoint and select more women for positions, or at least to include women in the management of the entity called Nigeria?
My attitude is very simple. When women ask for inclusion, I think it's actually an insult against women. The women population globally is always bigger than that of the men. So if the women want power, they have to go out for it. They have to grab it. They shouldn't be beggarly about it. I wrote my master's thesis on the oppression of women in Africa, and so I've studied women issues and situation a lot. But trust me, my attitude is that everyone helps those who help themselves. The women cannot sit down and say, yes, we want equal opportunities, we want everything. When the time comes to vote, and the women still go out to vote for the men, the women must register their protest vehemently. They must go all out to support their own. They must get selected, because you must go through a selection process in your party. So you must go out and go all out for it. But when you sit down crying at home every time you are crying and crying, it doesn't work that way. Even in America, nobody will give you power. You can see what happened to Hillary Clinton. A lot of us in Africa, we were supporting her, but she didn't get it. In fact, most of the voters who opposed her even at the party level were women. Go and study it. They were women.
they were following the other man, the old senator. A lot of the people who were supporting the man were young people, and they were young ladies, and they didn't want their own. Women and their own worst enemies everywhere in the world. Go and read about women. So until women are ready, the day they are ready, you have the numerical strength to take over. And I believe women are better managers. You have less distraction than the men. A man can marry 10 wives. No woman can marry 10 husbands at a time. So it reduces even the burden on the country. A lot of people, there is competition at home. So they must find the money somehow. So when we talk about corruption, corruption is encouraged when people's needs are bigger than their income. So we should try and encourage our women to come out.
Basharun Dele Momodu, thank you. But I just want to quickly throw something back to you. You said women must take power. They shouldn't sit down. They shouldn't expect it to come to them on a platter of gold. We shouldn't be asking for inclusion because it sounds beggary. Now, there are a few women, bold women, who actually went out to contest during the primaries. Some won this election. They won their mandate. They were asked to step down. Some had to. Some were abused, were harassed, verbally, physically. What do we do about instances like this? This is a woman standing out and you know, begging against the odds. She's gone out. She won her mandate. It's been taken away from her.
How many women came out to protest when these ladies were disallowed? How many women came out? I didn't see any major protest from the women groups. If the yellow guys, everybody, if they came out to say, no, you can't do this to us, trust me, some of the women would have been brought back. Even at the level, look at the men, look at governors, all candidates were disallowed. They are still protesting till today. They are still going to Buhari to protest. But the women, they just say go home, then you sit down at home, and that is it. You can't do that. Otherwise, we're going to come to you on a platter, like I said. You must go out and grab it. If people know that they can cheat you, they can slap you, and you will turn the other cheek, of course, they will do it again and again.
Thank you. Now, you don't think that the government has to take a deliberate action?
No, that's tokenism. I don't believe so. That's my own personal opinion. I don't believe that you have to go and beg with government, please give us 30%. It frustrates me every time I hear that thing. Use your power. Use your voting power to protest, and you will see they will respect you. Nobody respects somebody who is a beggar. No. They're not going to respect you. Stop begging.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go for what is yours. Thank you.
Nobody respects a beggar. That is the words of Basharun Dele Momodu. Thank you, Basharun Dele Momodu. I'm grateful. Nobody respects a beggar. When women are disenfranchised, he said, let other women go out, protest, fight, and support another woman who has been bold enough to say she wants to at least represent us. Nobody respects a beggar. I have a friend of mine and a colleague in the business, Dodger Allen. Hi, Dodger.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Dodger is a boss of City FM. How are you, Dodger?
I'm good, Joe. How are you?
We're very well, thank you. Dodger, we're talking about the participation of women in politics. We've seen what has played out in the last primaries. We have a few more months to go before 2019. What can be done? What do we need to do to ensure that women are appointed, women are involved, women are selected, and women actually take part in the governance of Nigeria?
Wow. So well done. I've been sitting in my car since 11 listening to this program, and I commend you. I have goosebumps all over me.
Thank you, Dodger.
Because I've heard so many women talk about this or handle this from different perspectives. Now, the last speaker, Basharun Dele Momodu, I just spoke on my mind, everything that I had in mind. What I would say, very simply, is women should come out more. We need to support one another. You know, you asked them a question, you said, oh, but a few women came out, they contested, they won, but they were asked to step down. like you rightly pointed out, how many women came out to back them up, to support them,
Absolutely.
to raise their voices? If we had many more of you to do things like this, like you rightly said, they will know that we're serious. We need to position ourselves beyond being seen in the kitchen or just looking after the home. We need to allow them to see us as capable. We can take up these things. We need to demonstrate it, not just, sit down. You need to take something. You need to do something. Come out and do stuff. Put yourselves out there. If you cannot contest, maybe you don't want to be a politician. I mean, quite a number of people will say they don't want to be a politician. Support the ones that are bold enough to come out. Believe in each other.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doja. And I know you're doing the same thing on radio, on City FM. I know you're doing it, and I know you do it when you go for your talks as well. Yes. So thank you very much, Doja. And we will not keep quiet. We will keep talking. We'll keep charging more women to come out. There are so many women out there who have financial might. Use your money to support, the female politicians, because money has been an issue. And when you don't want to, when you can't use your money, let's go out and protest when a woman has been disenfranchised, when she has been cheated. Doja, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Doja Allen is a CEO. Thank you. She's the boss of City FM, and we are looking at APC, a party against its own. I still have my brother in here, Dimeji Awoyemi. I want us to quickly look at a few things, and I'll tell you what is worrying to me now. Now, between 2013 and 2015, in Ekiti State, the number of women grew to representing women. We had 407, 4.9% to 949, and that's about 11% out of a total of 8,409 positions. But today, Ekiti had 28. They had 28 women in political offices out of 168 elected, and that number jumped to 49 women in 2015 under the PDP party. It was 28 before, but under the PDP party, it went up. Previously, Ekiti had no women representatives at the Senate level, but now they have 2 women senators out of 3. But they also lost her. We lost her. The woman is no longer the deputy. Osun had a female deputy governor, but has not elected into House of Assembly. That was then. But today, Osun has a male deputy governor, and the fear is, there would be no more female appointments after the new administration is being sworn in. Now, let's talk about, home. Let's talk about home. Lagos State, Southwest, let's look at Lagos State. The Center of Excellence has 7 female out of 42 members of the Executive Council. 4 female members at the Lagos State House of Assembly. The party's candidate is a man and has a male deputy candidate. Today, the party's candidate is a man and he has a deputy candidate. Traditionally, women have been doing well in that position, but now it's a woman. In Osun, as I said, there's no woman at the State House of Assembly. There are 6 female out of 39 member Executive Council, comprising commissioners and what have you. Ogun State. There are 5 female commissioners among 19. One of them is now the chairman of NDIC, which is very fantastic. Shukefo, that's fantastic. In Ogun State, there are 5 female commissioners among 19. 1 female member of the State House of Assembly. Ondo State. So for me, and Ogun State is also, seems that Ogun State is fielding a man as well. It just looks like it's a dead situation.
Absolutely, I agree with you. We've had a wonderful time talking about this. One, I think we must continue to talk about it and make it a national issue. Number 2, I also think that since we've moved away from the primaries, we've had all the challenges, and the women are there, maybe appointments should deliberately consider this. The third thing I want to point out is that the same position we are with the girl child, and it was made into a policy. I would agree that a legislation to support this would be helpful. The reason is that is how to start, and then we can translate it into expanding the base, expanding the focus, and finally, I also think, and I'm glad that you mentioned it like that you did, that women must support one another.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is when you do that that men will know that they have something to contend with, because we have all it takes. We've got you in the professionals, we've got you at home, we've got you everywhere, and I think women can do it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just quickly need to drop this, that even the wife of the president, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, is supporting Women Radio. She is not contesting for any position, but she felt the plight of women and mentioned that women are marginalized. She said automatic tickets were given to some people following what she said, and complaints from several quarters. Would you say, you know, I mean, she expressed herself. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. So as Women Radio, we call on the federal government under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressive Congress to implement the 2005 National Gender Policy. This makes provision for women to occupy 35% appointive position. It can still be done. We have about 4 months to 2019. The APC states must have women as their deputies and also appoint women as commissioners. Not just women affairs, we want more. And members of executive council and not just women leaders or heads of ministry of women. We call for a deliberate effort to support women financially and work towards having female candidates emerge as winners, as well as deliberate substitution of women who have been screened and qualified for different positions they are aspiring for. As Women Radio, we have not asked for too much. They are capable female professionals and who we believe can head different sectors. There are out there. They should not be left behind. My name is TOUN. OKEWALE. Have a good morning.
WFM 91.7.